Every vaginal has its normal natural odor, which in all cases should be mild, bearable, with no sharp or pungent smell. But due to one thing or the other, this natural odor can be distorted and thereby result in abnormal, foul, fishy, and unbearable vaginal odor. Today on this channel, I'll be looking at the different causes of vaginal odor and how to get rid of them. Now, the first possible causes of vaginal odor could be associated with what we refer to as poor hygiene. Poor hygiene. Now, we have the normal vaginal secretion, which is good and normal and serves as a protective and cleansing mechanism for the vagina. Now, when this normal secretion becomes dried and left without washing for some time, they bring offensive odor. Also, things like sweat, going to the toilet, urinate, or pass feces without thorough and adequate washing, and poor panty care can actually result in vaginal odor. Another thing that can also cause vaginal odor is when you are involved in excessive hygiene. Now, where we do have poor hygiene, there can also be excessive hygiene. Instead, that excessive hygiene involves the overwashing of the vagina, and this can in a way affect the chemical composition by distorting the natural flora, which is the protective and cleansing mechanism that the vagina uses. Now, when this happens, it actually results in the growth of bacteria and microorganisms, which on a normal day shouldn't be there. So when you wash your vagina excessively, this can actually result in infection as a result of the overgrowth of bacteria, and therefore result in vaginal odor. Another thing that can also cause vaginal odor is infections. Now, infections resulting from improper hygiene and excessive hygiene, like I previously mentioned, example can be yeast infection, bacteria infections such as bacterial vaginosis, and most importantly, sexually transmitted disease. All this infection can actually result in vaginal odor. Another thing that can cause vaginal odor is hormonal changes. Now, hormonal changes can affect the immune system because when there's hormonal changes, there's actually a distortion in the chemical balance of the system, and when there's a distortion in the chemical balance of the system, they can actually result in reducing one immunity when the system is affected, and so this can actually cause vaginal infection, thereby resulting in vaginal odor. Then another thing that can actually cause vaginal infection is the use of drugs. Now, there are some drugs like, for example, antibiotics. When they are used excessively and when they are used for a long period of time, what they actually do is that they actually kill the natural protecting organism in the vagina. And so when the natural protective organism in the vagina is being killed, it definitely results in infection. And when there's an infection, then definitely there will be vaginal discharge, there will be vaginal odor, there will be foul smelling of the vagina. Also, other drugs that can cause vaginal odor are contraceptive pills, hormonal and hormonal related drugs. All these can affect the immunity, distort natural vaginal flora, and result in vaginal odor. And also, another thing is pregnancy. Now during pregnancy period, there's the hormonal system is totally changed from the normal hormones that we have. We have pregnancy hormone dominating during this period, and so when pregnancy hormone is dominating during this period, there are some people that tend to have low immunity during pregnancy. They are prone to developing vaginal odor. Then other things that can result in vaginal odor includes stress, disease states such as diabetes, or any other disease that can actually affect the immune system. Also, during menstrual period, when we are on our menses, the vaginal natural flora can be distorted, and this can actually result in vaginal odor. So now, since we know the causes of all this vaginal odor, then what can we do? What are the likely ways we can get rid of vaginal odor? The first and most key one is you trying to maintain proper hygiene. Yes, maintain proper and adequate hygiene, and this includes ensuring to keep your panties clean, as in make sure that you use one pants per day. Don't exceed one pants per day. Try as much as possible to wash your pants often. Then ensure that the vaginal area is always dried, especially when you go to the toilet to urinate, when you go to the toilet to pass feces. Make sure that when you are through, you clean up the vaginal area to make sure that it is dry, because when the vaginal area is actually wet, when it's moist, it can actually allow the thriving of fungal infection, because fungals thrive most in wet environment. They thrive more in moist environments, and so when this happens, they can actually result in fungal infection such as yeast infection. Then try to shave off pubic hair, as in don't leave hair in your pubic region. This is because when you have so much of hair in your pubic region, it can actually result in the hair trapping up sweat, secretion, and urine. And so when this actually happens, it will definitely result in vaginal odor. Then avoid the use of strong soaps, strong feminine washes. Try as much as possible to use mild soap to wash your vaginal region. Also avoid douching, the use of feminine spray, feminine washes. All these contain chemicals that will naturally distort the vaginal flora. There's a video I have on my channel that actually talks about feminine hygiene. I'll put the link somewhere in this video, and you can actually go back to watch it to see how you can take proper care of the vaginal area so as to prevent infection. So all this should be avoided so as to ensure proper and healthy vaginal odor. Then ensure to wash the vaginal mildly, briefly, and moderately, even after every sexual act and during your menses. Then another thing you need to do is also to ensure that you treat vaginal infections properly and totally. Yes, ensure that most women, when we tend to treat vaginal infections, we don't tend to treat them very, very well. And most especially when we use drugs for some time and you feel you are okay, you stop taking that drug. Meanwhile, the infection is not totally cured. All this will definitely bring about foul odor, foul discharge in your vagina. So try as much as possible to treat your vaginal infection properly. Most especially if you are the type that is sexually active, ensure that your partner is also involved in the treatment. Most times men don't come down with symptoms. It's we women that exhibit symptoms of vaginal infections, sexually transmitted infections, and so because they don't exhibit the symptoms, you feel they are not infected. Meanwhile, that is not true. So ensure that even as you are being treated, as you treat yourself, you are also treating your partner, because if you don't treat your partner, you continue to have recurrent infection, and when you continue to have recurrent infection, there's no how you can get a cure, and so your vaginal discharge will definitely continue to smell. So lastly for today is to avoid improper use of drugs, most especially antibiotics. That I do tell people try as much as possible to do away with self-medications. Avoid self-medications because they are very, very unhealthy for your health. So that's it today on this channel. These are the ways for you to get rid of vaginal odor. Don't forget to comment below in the section if you've gained value. Also try as much as possible to watch my other videos because you really gain from them. Also remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. So I see you in my next video. Stay healthy, live healthy, and be healthy.